I'm Ethan, I love muzzleloading, and this is a copy of the Complete History of Europe from 1707. But inside this book, we have a compartment that opens up here to reveal a small custom box-lock flintlock pistol. This is an early 19th century Bells and Herald signed box-lock pistol with Birmingham proofs that subsequently had its stock removed and then was mounted inside a tin container within this book. The book is titled A Complete History of Europe, or A View of the Affairs Thereof, Civil and Military, for the year 1707. It is listed as printed in 1709 in London. The first 112 pages remain normal, and the remainder are glued together to form a solid body around the metal case for the pistol. The barrel on this pistol is .44 caliber. The barrel length is 2 inches. We see quite a few of these going through auction houses in kind of this contemporary era, but they still weren't necessarily super common. There's a lot of complexity here, both with the muzzleloading pistol itself and then with the assembly to make this work inside this book like we have here. Like in the description for this pistol, the grip or the stock itself has been totally removed and we're left with just the box lock action and the barrel. It's been screwed down and mounted into this custom tin box that fits inside this book. And really the most complex part of this is this trigger assembly. So you can see as I'm holding the book upright here, as if I was reading it, the muzzle or the barrel is actually pointed towards me. And you can see this trigger up here. You can just see our trigger right there. So inside this book, as we lay it down here, the top of the book, like I said, has this trigger assembly. And to place it onto the half-cock position, we can close the pan. And then if we're just reading or committing some kind of espionage in the library or in our home perhaps, we can pull our trigger rod out completely, and that places the pistol into a full cock position. And then with the rod returned to its position here, we have almost like a sear lever cut at a right angle and lining back up to the trigger inside the trigger guard. Comically enough, they've removed the stock for this pistol, but not the trigger guard. So we still have kind of the safety of a traditional trigger guard here. But then in the full cock position here, our trigger up at the top of the book, we can just push it forward. The arm rotates, pulls the trigger, and the cock is left to fall into the pan, in theory igniting our priming powder and then igniting our full charge, sending our projectile out the bottom of the book and towards our assailant or perhaps rival spy. When placed on a bookshelf or a library shelf perhaps, it's very hard to tell that this book is anything but a normal book. You can see the trigger protruding just slightly up here at the top, and with the both forward and backward motion needed for this trigger, it's not just a normal trigger with kind of one tang. We have 2 tangs here, I assume to give us a better grip to take it into the cocked position so we can get our fingers on that and pull it out. Everything else about the box lock pistol is pretty standard. It's just they've literally bolted or screwed this box lock pistol into this book, into this custom box within this book to give you some kind of secret, self-protection item here. This is kind of neat. These kind of pass through every now and then, but it's still neat to see them. And it's neat to see the different ways that these function. I've not seen really 2 of these internal mechanisms that are the same. The book itself is dated to 1709, but we know through documentation of the makers of this box lock action and just box locks in general, the box locks didn't really come into fashion and become really utilized until the early 19th century. So we have a bit of a hybridization here of an old book and a newer pistol design to make this book work. Looking at it from the bottom here, you can see the hole in the book. I don't know how well that would be masked. Perhaps you'd have to have this on your desk, maybe a little bit like this. You can kind of reach for it and then activate the trigger there a little bit. I don't know the practical application of something like this, but if nothing else, it's something neat to have in your own collection, and it's neat to have in my hands to kind of handle it this way. Like I said, I do think it's a little odd that if you were reading the book, you have the muzzle pointed towards yourself, or feigning reading the book, but I suppose you could have it inverted as well and people wouldn't necessarily notice. So you could drop the book down, bam, and take out your assailant. All in all, a really neat piece of muzzleloading history, I think. It's not necessarily commonplace, but it still kind of wins some hearts and minds here, being such an oddity for the 19th century. I hope that you've enjoyed taking a look at this neat little hidden box lock pistol as much as I can show you here today. I know I have enjoyed taking a look at it and presenting it to you. I'd like to thank the Rock Island Auction Company for giving me this opportunity and allowing me to get up close and personal with some of these original arms, and for giving me permission to share them with you at home. If you'd like to learn more about this particular box lock pistol, I encourage you to visit the Rock Island social media pages. They're going to have a lot of great high quality photos and videos with more original research to present to you so you can learn a little bit from them. I'm Ethan. I love muzzleloading. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next time.